Go, go, Ranga, Nityananda, go, Ranga. Go, Ranga, Nityananda, go, Ranga, Nityananda, go, Ranga. Go, Ranga, Nityananda, go, Ranga. Go, Ranga, Nityananda, go, Ranga. Jesus Srila Prabhupada, Jesus Srila Prabhupada, Jesus Srila Prabhupada. Good morning. Jesus Srila Prabhupada, Jesus Srila Prabhupada. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Gauranga Gauranga Nityananda Nityananda Gauranga Gauranga Nityananda Nityananda Gauranga Gauranga Nityananda Nityananda Gauranga Nityananda Nityananda Gauranga Gauranga Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gaurachandra, 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 Nimai Pandit, 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 Vishvambara, 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 Vishvambara. Vishvambara, Vishvambara, Vishvambara. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. O my Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, O my Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, O my Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri 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 Krishna Chaitanya. Oh, my Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh my Lord. Oh my wonderful Lord. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare. Oh, my Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh my Lord Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Woo! Krishna. uh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Good morning, Claire. Welcome. And welcome there, Jean George. Jean George. Welcome. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Lord Caitanya welcomes us, and we welcome him and all the devotees. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna. Good morning, everybody. Are you happy today? I feel we're doing a successful sacrifice, fire sacrifice, perfect sacrifice, authorized by Lord Caitanya, commanded by Lord Caitanya. I command everybody to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in association with devotees, the smart ones. Today I saw Sadguru stumped. He was stumped, Sadguru. I couldn't believe it. The first question he couldn't answer properly. I saw him waver. And you know who asked the question? Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. Of course, she doesn't know. She doesn't watch any of that stuff. Anyway, I'm up on current events. I got to stay up for preaching purposes. Very good. Otherwise, how's anybody going to figure this stuff out, man? You got to make connections, So Joe Rogan's famous guy, famous. He's the most popular podcaster in the whole America, simply because he's actually intelligent. Yeah, he's actually an intelligent person and asks good questions, and is not actually. He's like inquisitive. He inquires. He's actually ripe for this path, man. He asks really good questions. His question stumped Sadhguru. I'm going to pull that up and I'll show you. You'll see Sadhguru waver like. So Sadhguru was talking like he does, like a lot of Indians. They always like, oh, like they know everything. Yes, I'm Sadhguru. I know everything. That's just kind of how they are. I don't blame him. He's got a lot of knowledge. He gets puffed up like we see a lot of people. They get some knowledge and they think, oh, I'm smart. But Joe Rogan asked some really good questions, and this is really relevant for the world. So anyway, Sadhguru says, yeah, people are taking drugs and doing all these things now because they lost heaven. They lost they lost um, the conception of heaven. They don't have faith in heaven anymore. And so Joe Rogan said, yeah, they lost faith in heaven because all these religionists who use the religion and the scriptures to control people, and they cause bad things to happen. So of course, the younger generation has lost faith in religion. Many are losing faith in religion because the leaders use religion. This gets into actually Balaram stuff also. Everything, all that stuff gets into this to show they lose faith in it because where is heaven? It's kind of a hellish thing going on here. This is all paraphrase, what I basically got out of it. And so Sadhguru, you know, he stumbled there because, in a sense, he's a little bit part of that religion thing. He says, and he was saying, yeah, and people have chemicals inside them. They don't need the drugs or anything. They can manufacture all these chemicals inside them to have this, and so Rogan says, yeah, well, where's the example of that? Where's the example of a person manufacturing all these chemicals and getting high on religion? And he was stumped there too, because like, well, because I don't see anything going on in Sadhguru that's really extraordinary, where he's experiencing a what do you call, like a ecstatic experience per se. But he's talking about it. It's just like that's the same thing in religion and the Ryan Raj groups. They talk all this, oh yeah, ecstasy and all this stuff, but you don't see any examples of. And then when they do, like here, they see so many examples of ecstatic devotees, blah 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 blah, because they can't do it. And that's what Joe Rogan was saying. Yeah, people are looking for heaven. Let's see some heaven on this planet. And you're just talking about it. So what does it look like? What does this heaven look like? And so he, in a sense, he couldn't really answer. It just goes into his jargon, gets off the basically to try to cover his tracks. But an intelligent person, yeah, you didn't answer the question, man. You show us heaven here, man. You show how ecstatic it is to create these chemical things in your body so that you can have a stoned experience. He couldn't answer that. You know why? Because this is called grace. He's still thinking you can do it. I can't do this. It's the grace of God. It's the grace of God coming through the disciplic line, the real line, not a fake line, man. Not these talkers, these bluffers. And that's all I've seen the best thing they can do is this blocking and toughing because they don't follow the process. See, there is a process. It's a science of self-realization. Balaram, your husband, not following the process. All speculation. Oh yeah, but Prabhupada, I have to, give him some logical stuff. He still don't probably understand it. And the proof is in the pudding, man. He says, oh, you don't need a living guru. You don't need a living guru. You got Prabhupada in his books, and oh, Prabhupada, from you, ecstatic prema emanates. Well, what does it look like? Where is it? Well, it's in the book. It's not coming from Balaram. Did you see any ecstatic prema coming from Balaram? You know why? Because he's not following the real process. It's his speculation. And I don't say this to put him down. It's just, I think he's an intelligent. I mean, I think eventually he'll get through it, but he's got some blindness. But the thing is, the bottom line is, Nartam was singing this song by the living guru because he had a living guru, man. He composed that song out of inspiration from seeing a person living in a body from ecstatic prema was emanating. And by that word, ignorance was destroyed that he heard that transcendental sound. And all of a sudden, here, 550 years ago, we got all these speculations from the Ritviks and the living dead gurus who don't have that kind of life, who can't show you the chemical process in their body to be ecstatic here, to bring the spiritual world here in your body to be representing to you that you're the living Dom, for God's sake, man. Why is it so difficult for people to get this? Well, it's because of speculation and speculators. People are not really following the real process in the book. And that's why we follow the real process in the book and they get the result by the action of the living, by the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat, the living devotee Bhagavat. The mellows of devotion are instilled in the hearts of others, and we do that. I can't believe Balaram. I mean, how donkeyish that is. How dull you have to be not to understand right in front of your face with your own wife the result of the real process. And look at you, dry as a bone, attached to fruit of activity, working all the time like a donkey, building. I'm sorry to tell you, man, you're like a donkey, man, always building, 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 man, because you can't taste ras. Your wife is building the kingdom of head by tasting the ecstasy of worshiping Krishna, like Krishna does, and Radha does, and all the girlfriends do, all the people in the spiritual world. You see that's happening here, man. And Sadhguru can't do it. He can only talk about it. Narayan Raj can only talk about it and just pretend to have now the disciplic line. You got to look at all the gurus, they're doing the same baloney. Look at us holding back some imaginary ecstasy that they can't prove. Yeah, I'm calling you all out, man. I'm calling your bluff. I say you're bluffing, man. I say we got the straight flush and you got a pair of deuces. Come on and show us different. This is a poker game. We're playing transcendental poker here, man, and we're poking you now. Go ahead there, Lalita.
Lord Chaitanya gave the best example. He came in a body to give prem.
Yeah, that's all over the place, man. I just can't believe Bhagavad Gita 10:10. To those who worship Krishna with loving ecstasy. What does that mean? It means you got tears, man. You show that you have loving God, man. Your symptoms, it's all described in the literatures. To them, they have the right understanding. Listen to them. Why would you listen to anybody that doesn't have pure loving ecstasy? Why would you do that when the verse, see, that's why you need a living guru to explain the verse that has loving ecstasy, who has the right understanding, who has real knowledge in the word for word. It says real knowledge, man. This you're hearing right now, this second, hot off the press of Goloka Vrindavan, real knowledge. Watch the finger. It is a big, huge dunda. 10 feet tall, even though it's in a small little finger. It's the coffee. It's me. We have a good show here, don't we? I really like that. We got a great show, man. It's very interesting, man. Keep you going for a while. We only got into 28 minutes, man. You get a lot in 28 minutes here. Replying to Johans, he says a lot of things. He does not behave like he has ecstasy, nor does he speak it. Yeah, he speaks like he's speculating. He does not in line with the revealed scriptures. See, imagine, it's imagination. See, this is the whole thing. That's why I was very preached. Thank you, Balaram, for putting this stuff up. It helps when I'm preaching. I like speculators, man. I'm here to help them. Well, whether if he doesn't get the help right now, it doesn't matter. There are other speculators who might be ready for this. They get into the conversation. See, we target Balaram and hit many speculators out there. They're all like that. Gurus are like that. They're all speculating. Yeah, Krishna says he comes to help the speculators. Eventually, he gets in there. Because this is reasonable. This is logical. This is clear. Bottom line, if Prabhupada got just by the book Bhagavad, you get the desired result. Well, that could be if you're an advanced devotee. I got the desired result. I didn't get it from Narayan Raj. I didn't get it from any Radhakund Babaji. Not even one. Not even one. I certainly didn't get it from Tamal Krishna. I had it from the beginning because it carried it through from another life. That's why you need somebody like that, because it's so hard to get on your own. You notice, you can tell the symptoms. Bhakti Vinod had it from another life, man. He came in, he didn't get it from his guru. He wrote 100 Vaishnava books before he even met his guru. He was even eating beef, not beef, but mutton and chicken and fish. And he already wrote 100 Vaishnava books proving it's not what you eat. It's what's in your heart. And he had Krishna in his heart, man. Everybody thinks, oh, we determine what is a guru by what they eat. Oh, yeah? Well, it's true in a sense. You got to see a guru who eats ras, man, who's tasting these tasty morsels of these verses in the holy name to the point of tears and laughter and all this choking and beautiful symptoms of ecstatic devotion. That's the real food for a devotee. But everything is so material nowadays. They think, oh, what did you eat physically? What did you drink physically to get your ecstasy? You can't drink anything or eat anything. That at best is mode of goodness. This material food here is mode of goodness, fruits and vegetables. But you can get a beef eater, and Lord Caitanya proved it. Jesus proved he got beef and fish eaters, all of them. And they awakened transcendental ecstasy in them. Look at the fisherman. He was a fisherman, man, fishing for fish. And he touched Lord Caitanya, he got ecstatic devotion. Where did he get it from? Vegetables. That's you. You're vegetable gurus out there. You're just vegetables. Everybody's vegetating in your association and not going very fast anywhere. Here, you get bhakti lata B so you can eat real food of the holy name and ecstasy. What, you don't see the real thing here, man? Is it not too obvious? That's why you got to try to create illusions for the neophytes who believe your bullshit. People think, oh, Gaur, he's a sahaja. He's a sahaja. He's just like a parrot, man. He's a sahaja. He's a sahaja. Just believe our bullshit. Believe our bullshit. Oh, yeah, we're expert. We got to never cry a drop of tear for anybody, not even anything. Except if we lose our money, then we cry. We lose our wife or husband or dog, or then we cry. See? But we can't cry for Krishna. We can't see that when you chant the holy name. But everybody else who does is a sahaja. No, let's go to the disciplic lines where everybody's trying to show that they've got some amazing ecstasy that you can't see. They're busy holding it back to because they imagine that they got some fantastic ecstasy like Balaram must be imagining. Is he imagining he's got some ecstasy or what? No, he doesn't even imagine it, but he knows properly. He knows, even though Bhagavad Gita smashes his arguments, smashes it, man. To those who worship Krishna with loving ecstasy, I give them the understanding. And now here's Balaram. You see, Prabhupada has loving ecstasy, so he knows. And I know because he knows. I don't know, but he knows. Therefore, I know because he knows. What about you, Balaram? Are you an example of devotee Bhagavat who worships the Lord in loving ecstasy and has the right understanding? No, I can see by your attributes of putting out speculations, not even logical. And only neophytes can believe it. You ain't going to get your wife to believe that stuff. I ain't going to believe it. Right, I don't want to fall into the dry pile. Who wants to be dry? We like it wet, don't we, there, Lalita? Yeah. We're going to get through that guy someday, man. It may take a whole half a lifetime, but we'll get through. What?
He doesn't see the cooperation between Bhakti and Vedanta. He doesn't see that.
It's separated.
Yeah.
See, it's separated. He doesn't know what real bhakti is because he don't believe it. Obviously, he was seen in you. We thought he believed it. Did you thought before? You thought before, but looks like he was just maybe playing a little game here for other reasons. I don't know.
I hope not.
Maybe he thought love was it. Romance. Romance is romance. The love and the oxytocin and all that. But the love of God is special and set apart. You know. Um,
The problem is that he stopped hearing from you, and then this poison slips in again.
oh, he sort of had it before, maybe.
He don't you remember in Turkey in Finike he had my feet in his hand. He was writing in class when prema is available you should run. He always wrote those
Did he
quotes.
did he really believe it?
Yeah, at that
You
moment
think
I
so?
think
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right.
But
Well, just
then this with this building thing, this uh, false ego took over. I'm gonna be
uh, it's a teacher thing too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm
Well,
gonna
let's.
build for the sangha and
Well, the bottom line is, if he's really sincere, eventually he'll get it. If not, it's just like I wrote, because these people, him saying these things and this other lady, and I said, bottom line is, I mean, if you really believe the scriptures, if you have faith in the real scriptures, Lord Brahma says, those who evince the symptoms of ecstasy, tears in the eyes, hair standing on, and etc., etc., these liberated symptoms, are promoted to the kingdom of God. If you don't have that, you're not going according to the book Bhagavat, if you believe the book Bhagavat. But if you speculate on something else, and that is the problem, you got living devotees who are not really devotees yet, speculating on the book Bhagavat, therefore you get an inferior result. We get the pure result because we give you the real book Bhagavat delivered. See, that's what we need. That's the problem with the scripture. If you say all I need are the scriptures, but who's interpreting those scriptures? I mean, are there, see, this, it even says, Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second verse. This Srimad Bhagavatam is only understood by those pure in heart. So there already it says that is not the way. And I said, if you're a neophyte, a beginner, and you don't have love of God, then you can't understand the verse just because of lack of that quality. You see? And so a lot of people become leaders. And Prabhupada called it like having the Vedas is like having a jewel on the head of a snake. If your heart is not pure and you're preaching, you're twisting all these things, then you make slaves of people. And that's what they've done in ISKCON and all that. You're all slaves. I mean, to be honest with you now, I can tell you this now because something better is here. You're all slaves. You're slaving away because your guidance is not, the person is not a devotee Bhagavat. And I'll challenge anyone to prove you're a devotee Bhagavat. Hey, Radhanath, Jaipataka, anybody, Prem Paran, you come here and prove you're a devotee Bhagavat. Why not? Why won't you come here? Why? You don't want people to know the truth? Are you not interested in the truth? You prove that you're devotee Bhagavat. that you worship the Lord with loving ecstasy, that we can see, that everybody can see, the world can see. That Lord Caitanya did. He went to village in ecstasy. People could see that this person knew what he was doing. He's not a Sadguru guy saying, oh, yes, you create all these chemicals in you. Well, where are the chemical reactions? Where is the ecstasy? I don't see anything but a bunch of blah, blah, blah. Talking head with some knowledge. I told you, the King Solomon was like that, and he died frustrated. His deathbed, he said it was all folly. All this knowledge and wisdom is all folly. And St. Paul pointed it out. St. Paul said, yeah, the wisdom of the world is folly to God. See, because you until you worship the Lord in loving ecstasy, everything you preach is bullshit, basically. It's just words. They have no real meaning. It's ecstatic devotion reveals the truth of the scriptures. They were written by ecstatic devotees. Why shouldn't they be spoken by ecstatic devotees? The Goswamis were ecstatic devotees who wrote those books, and Narottam and Srinivas and Shamananda are the real examples who preached those scriptures, and they were ecstatic devotees. Shows you again, you need the living and the book and the devotees. It makes this work like this, like we do here every friggin' day. Come on, wake up, people. For God's sake, man. What's so hard to understand here? You know, we get the result. Don't you see ecstatic? Don't you see the tears that are described in the scriptures in persons like Lalita and Johan? Because they follow the real process. They listen to a living guru who gives you the living scriptures. Otherwise, you kill those scriptures. Balaram he doesn't know. He thinks that's a living scripture. No, you killed it, Balaram. You killed it by speculation. You just made it null and void. Your interpretation is not in the vision of the revealed scriptures because you don't have the mercy of Lord Caitanya. You could, well, you're getting it now. Actually, this is the mercy. It's getting a good smack philosophically. Maybe it'll make an impact on that false ego, false understanding, man. Can't you see this works? This is the formula. We're in action in the world in 2022. People getting the desired result of ecstatic love of God because 550 years ago there were ecstatic devotees preaching the real book Bhagavad, and now in 2022 there's one devotee here preaching the real book Bhagavad and getting the same result they got then. What is so hard to understand? It's so clear. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. All the obstacles Balaram's preaching is not in my way. And others like him. There's so many like that, all speculating, using the scriptures. And they get no result, no, just nothing. No ecstasy, no real tears. But they think they know all about Krishna consciousness, don't they? Even though we get the result here because we're following the real path. Anybody out there want to follow the real path, you come here and you'll have spiritual experiences like the book says. You'll get prema and devotion like the book says if you really follow here with your heart. Especially give up your faith in all this bullshit and bullshit gurus. I don't care, even mode of goodness gurus. If you have faith in them, go follow them and you'll see I followed like this, Sachi was a little impressed with this guru over in ISKCON because he's a nice guy. He was my temple president. I was still suffering being in that association, even though he is a nice guy. He was a nice guy, but he couldn't deliver me. He was also now he's a guru, not temple president, and the same bullshit. They can't do. Their hands are tied with rules and regulations and formalities and politics. See, they can't preach transcendental stuff to deliver. I was suffering in there, man. I had to leave while he was temple press. I told him, I said, listen, you've been a nice guy. You did your best. But you know what? I'm burnt out, man. You couldn't give me the right information to really help me. That's what I told Sachi. I said, what are you going to do? It didn't help me. Well, you think that's going to help? Well, go follow those guys and think, well, the nice guy thing is important. That's why your bhakti is still low. Everybody like that. You got faith in, and you develop faith in only ecstatic devotees, you're going to get an ecstatic result. Conclusive, not only ecstatic, conclusive too, mature. Not people who get a little ecstasy here and then they go off and they show they're not conclusive yet. You got to have mature ecstatic love where they're really in line with the. See, God is not just ecstasy, is he? He's knowledge, clear knowledge, conclusive truth in the vision of the revealed scriptures. That's Guru Dave. You see anybody like that around? That's who you go follow. It's a coffee. So Tarun says it's the coffee. Where's that Tarun today, man? I need a whipping boy. Madhusunara says, how do you discern who is a neophyte devotee? Oh, I wonder if you really are you asking that question for others, or are you really asking that question? I'm curious. I want to know that first. And be honest. Yeah. But anyway, I'll answer it anyway. How do you discern? Okay, very interesting, very good. Actually, it's a good question there, Madhusudan. So let's just go like that. Where is the question? How do you discern who is a neophyte devotee? Okay, all right. So a neophyte devotee and a advanced devotee. Bhagavad Gita 10:10. To those who worship, that's one way. To those who worship Krishna with loving ecstasy. See, loving ecstasy, and it has symptoms. So, loving ecstatic worship is pure. There's no material motive for it. It's spontaneous. See, and so when that awakens, because you get the mercy in the disciplic line, when the confidential truth is being preached, like it is here, and then you see, like for example, right in front of us, we see Lalita Ganga. That's an advanced devotee. Prema has awakened in her heart. She may not be able to defeat everybody yet, because that Majjamadikari ecstatic devotion awakens. See, and then all you do is the bhajan, right? You keep watering the creeper, and it grows more and more and more, and more realizations come and revelations. See Krishna, and then it matures, and then you become guru. See, so a neophyte devotee doesn't have that. They're not in the real line. Or say they were initiated by Prabhupada, for example. Okay, and so Prabhupada came initiated and put the banana in the fire and everything, and they're following the rules and regulations. But ecstatic love has not developed in them yet, which is natural because he didn't really, he didn't get into the details. He didn't preach Chaitanya Lila, which is all about ecstatic devotion. See, and the path. He said this is postgraduate for later. Gave that to Gaur Hari Das to preach. So that's neophyte. If devotion has not awakened in them like it has here, they're still considered neophytes. Now, external advanced devotee is just an external standard. That's what they preach in ISKCON and all that. External advanced devotee, which is not really, it's just a shadow of the truth. It's like a Pharisee thing. Oh, they're advanced devotees of God, right? The Pharisee idea. See, devotion hasn't awakened them, but they speculate and they study the scriptures and all that. We got a lot of that in Vaishnavism. Oh, he's an advanced devotee. He was initiated by Prabhupada, and he's doing deity worship, and He's memorized all these verses, everything. So they're looking at that. He's got the Brahman thread. He's an advanced devotee. That's external. We don't teach external. I'm teaching internal bhakti here. No, he's an advanced devotee because his dormant love of Krishna is awoke to the point of madhyam. Real madhyam adhikari is that, not the thread. You could snap your thread at that point. It doesn't matter. It's just a thread to you. Matter of fact, one devotee did. Ishan snapped his Brahman thread to serve Lord Caitanya, the ecstatic Lord. He said, "This is in my way, man. I'm going to snap this thread and serve and wash Lord Chaitanya's feet." And what you really do that is with your tears. You don't need no rules and regulations now at that point to worship God. You just need your tears. You need your heartfelt, like we do here every day. I'm not depending on rules to worship the Lord. I'm depending on my relationship with the Lord to worship the Lord. I just revel in that. And when you're awakened, you will too. You'll see. Then now that's an advanced devotee. You got Madhyam, and then that matures into Uttam. Can you imagine? A guy like Gohari in a T-shirt, a Sudra, has such deep info. Where does that? I mean, that's a miracle. I tell you, that's a miracle, man.
It's a miracle that you have all this knowledge because you wear a T-shirt. There's nothing to do with it.
Well, most people think
Yeah, they think that.
yeah, and that's a devotee. That they're not. That's neophyte devotee. They think externally, or they listen to speculators. They become disciples of persons like Balaram, and and they speculate, or Ramdas Vrijavasi. They become his. The speculating. Yeah, I hear people say, "Oh, you don't need a guru." This is Amy. To be self realized. People do not want to bow down to real authentic authority. Yeah, I mean, they don't understand. They say that. And a lot of times they could be intelligent. They might say, but look at the result. You get all these guys, they make you a slave. It's just like people lose faith in the government, right? They look at the government, look at these guys, they're hypocrites. They want to make slaves. They want to do bad things to you, all in the name of doing good things to you. You don't think that? Why did Krishna say, abandon all varieties of religion, just surrender to me? See? Because religion is full of people that want to make you their slaves and they're not qualified. That's why they use religion. You see, people, they take the demons take shelter of politics so they can get control of people. That's what they do. It's their nature. They want control. How can they do it? They become politicians. Not everybody, but many. And same thing in religion. Why they come? Because they can get more control. They can get more money. See, it's follow the money. So that's the problem. And so then you get a guru like that, or and they use the scriptures and they make you a slave. You see, the scriptures say you should have a bona fide guru and wear that, and they speculate, on you see how we're bona fide. Or even the Ritviks, you could see a lot of them act like gurus. I seen there wasn't anything different really. They just, Balaram is acting like a guru because whenever you can't get out of it, man. If you're representing the Vedas, you say, "I represent the Vedas." You see, Prabhupada is the living guru. See, you don't need a person in the body. See, you're teaching the world. That's why I said, you're misleading people in that way. But anyway, people, that's what they do. So you believe in his word, or see, this word here works, gets the desired result of prema. You could see with your own eyes. His word doesn't. It's not even in him. Here you could see it's in this fool, Gorhari. It's in his body. You could see the symptoms. And in the bodies of those who come and believe in these words. The only reason it doesn't enter him is he doesn't believe in this preaching, believes in his preaching. Well, go ahead. Fight with me. That's okay. We won already. It's just you catching up to the speed. You're just in ignorance. I mean, isn't it? Everybody can even analyze his argument and Gohari's argument and see that is definitely not correct. I mean, even from an impartial point of view, he can't see it because he's blinded by various things, just thinks he knows or something. The thing is wanting to be a teacher. You see, he was naturally kind of a teacher, teaching English and stuff. So,
Teaching everything, Guru Maharaj.
teaching
Everything.
everything. Well, she knows she's the wife. Yeah, he's teaching everything, man. Deep desire to be an instructor. He's so much blinded by that desire. He make good sense. He can't understand simple things like this. I mean, when I write, it's just so like it's like wow, this is channeled from God. It's just like taking dictation from Krishna, like Prabhupada said, and it is. I look at it myself. I say, this is beautiful. Just like Prabhupada looked at his books, this is beautiful. My writings are like that too. The speeches are like that. It's like this is beautiful. Why? Because Gohari? No, because the Lord is dictating this. I'm just a flute. And this is because of the real scriptures, because of worshiping the Lord in ecstatic devotion that purifies the heart, hollows you out, and the Lord uses you to deliver the world. Look at you guys are getting delivered, believing in these words. It works. It's so good, like a charm, a lucky charm, man. And there you listen to the speculators. You don't get a lucky charm. You get the fake one. You get the lucky charms in that box full of chemicals, all that sugars and all that stuff, and hypes you all up. Ah! Now, this is the real lucky charm, man. Come here. You get love of Krishna if your heart is behind it and purified by this preaching. And really become dedicated. Like, hey, man, this is, and you're tested, man. All these speculators will come out. All these false acharyas and false gurus will come out and test you with their false arguments. I'm here. I'll smack every false argument out of you. That's what I like to do. Give me practice. It's like batting practice. Just throw a false argument over here and let me smack it with my Mickey Mantle autographed bat. Hit a home run. Hey, that's what we're here to do. I'm here, to help people get over these obstacles of speculation. Because look, you don't get the desired result. Look at that. Balaram, he's an example. Everybody's an example of what they preach. What they have, or don't have. Yeah. Oh, I didn't
Imagine
even.
they preach lies about God, like there are preachers in Turkey. They preach lies about God.
What kind of lies are they preaching?
Well, by following those rules and regulations, and they will be delivered by connecting to Srila Prabhupada, by listening to him,
Oh.
etc., etc.
Well, see, the bottom line is, again, you could say that, but then if you really understand the scripture, like I pointed out, I wrote the verse. I wrote the verse that Lord Brahma says, when a person who evinces the symptoms of ecstasy, tears in the eyes, hair standing on end, and includes all these choking of the voice, all these things, the natural symptoms of devotion to God, they are promoted to the kingdom of God, even though they're not interested in austerity. They don't take another birth. So that verse is there. Are you that? Or do you worship the Lord like that? See, and that's the question people need to ask. But when they speculate, they will speculate their way out of that one too. I don't know. It's pretty clear and direct. This was Sarvabhauma's position. He was a speculator like that. He would speculate on the scriptures. But then he was convinced that Lord Caitanya knew the real purport, and then he listened to him. So Balaram is in the same position. He's speculating, and others like that. These gurus are speculating. And until they come to the point of of accepting these conclusions, which are based on real bhakti that they can see with their own eyes, no holding back. And then you examine closely the verses and you see this is in line with the revealed scriptures, this preaching, and therefore it has a desired result. Because we take the book Bhagavat's concepts as they are, see, and the devotee Bhagavat, that whose heart is purified by ecstatic devotion, and delivers them to those who are receptive listeners, and this devotion begins to awaken in their heart more and more. So that's the formula, and it works here. But it doesn't work in ISKCON, Gaudiya Samiti, and Balaram's field. Why? Because they're all speculating. So now as everything's being revealed, you in the Narayan Raj group and Radhakund group, you're always big on hiding all these things. Well, this is a tribulation time. Everything's being revealed. The demons are being revealed for what they are. The demigods are being revealed for what they are. And the real devotees are being revealed for what they are. And the non-devotees in devotional service are being revealed from what they really are. You come here, you'll see all these things. If you don't, you'll be blinded in some way by the blindness of this Kali Yuga and the way Maya works here. We have, because of the bhakti in our group, we get a lot of protection, a lot of deep vision that I haven't seen anywhere, deep understanding. That's why I ain't going anywhere, man. I ain't going to no Sadguru. You should. Well, I'll give you a link to that one there with the Joe Rogan and the Sadhguru. That was a very interesting program, actually. Very good conversation. Can learn a lot from that. Yeah. See, practical. I mean, people they give up religion because they look at who's representing these religious principles in these books. You know. Yeah. That was funny to see Sadhguru talking about, oh, you've got ecstasy in your manufacturing, but we're not seeing, even he's talking, they don't see any ecstasy, never seen any, just more kind of knowledge and stuff. And talk about it, but you don't see much of anything, really. Yeah. Yeah, have you
It's
seen
bad,
in
yeah, Maya
ecstasy
Bhati.
much? I mean, Tom, you've been examining more. Maybe I missed something. What did you see?
I was in London. I saw him uh, alive. Oh my god. um, I didn't see his ecstasy. Um, I was just writing his name and looking that it's spelled SAD, like sad.
Oh, Sadhguru.
Yeah, it means,
He does, to be honest with you, he does look a little sad.
oh, he looked sad when he did high ten with me.
Yeah.
I did a high ten with him, and he looked
Ah,
he looked very sad. that was that was the end, the last thing he did in that weekend. I spontaneously walked to him,
yeah.
and there was a circle of little protectors,
Right,
and
right. Yeah.
those Indian people around him, and I just was spontaneous and laughing, and I had this tendency, this energy. I want to go over them, over the protection circle. He
Yeah.
was walking like this, yes, like this, and I just got over it, and I touched his hands with a high ten, and he looked very, yeah. Later on, I realized, oh, his face was not happy, but wow,
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you why. He's taking on a lot of energy from people, karma and stuff, because he's preaching, it's a lot. I mean, it's a weight. And if you don't have ecstatic devotion, you can't burn it off. See, that's
Wow.
why King Solomon was very sad at the end of his life, because he had all this wisdom, people coming up to him and all this stuff. But he realized it's not it. There's something wrong. I thought this wisdom was it. Just like with Sadhguru, a lot of people think, oh, this wisdom is it. He can answer every material question in the world and somewhat in Brahman stuff and everything. But ultimately, it's this joy of communion with the Lord in spontaneous devotion. This is the gift of Lord Caitanya, to give us such clear understanding of what is the highest happiness. Lord Chaitanya said, "Learn from Srivas, and you'll get the highest happiness." That's what you get here. Learn here, and you'll attain the highest happiness of any demon or demigod or any living being in this universe. You'll get the highest happiness is this communion, man. Right? The jewel, the pearl of great price, is right here in the midst of everybody. And possibility. This is very rare, this situation.
Yes. And I can acknowledge this. Yeah. After we did high 10, I followed. I kept on looking to him,
Uh-huh.
and he went to the place to get to the backstage entrance,
Hmm.
and he was like this stiff and um e- exactly what you said. He couldn't burn that energy. He said, "Oh, I need a shower." Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody. Yeah, there are few people who watch this because they were concentrated on other things. But I followed. I looked at him, kept on looking. What's going on? And he
Yeah.
said
See, he needs a
exactly
shower.
what you
Yeah.
said. I
Yeah.
need a shower now.
Yeah.
I need a shower.
Yeah. See, it
Oh,
takes on the energy. You can't burn it. I never think like that. I never think, oh, I need a shower. No, I get showered. See, this is a showering to me. And it's beautiful. Even people often, unless they're really disturb our shower, sometimes. That's part of the preaching. That's part of the development. Sometimes you got to get bitten with the poison, and then gradually. I notice that sometimes I get bitten with the poison. People they spit them. It's like a heavy dose or something, and it takes a while to like to create an antibody for it, a spiritual antibody. That's what it seems. That's why I'm preaching like this to this extent, because there was a lot of poison I took on from a lot of gurus, even. You know, basically because of faith in them, or trying to develop faith in them or something.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is so complete here.
yeah,
And the timing is also complete. My God.
yeah. Loosh is so Andromeda says Loosh is a negative energy, evil reptilian. Yeah, Loosh is harvested energy. Oh yeah, yeah. Sadguru or Slut Guru. Yeah, scarcity. Yeah. Well, actually, Sadguru he was at the World Economic Forum, and he was part of it. He said, we need to depart. I heard him with my own ears, man. The world needs less people. He's all in line with that. So it's amazing how deep the illusion goes. It's very subtle too. Especially now. Yeah, spontaneous love is complete opposite. I wonder if I saved that video with them at the world. I probably did, because I always think of Tom when I see Sadhguru. I think, oh, Tom's. He was impressed by him. So when I see some of these things, I'm going to look and see if I watched Sadhguru's videos in 2018. I was really inspired by them. It opened me up to these concepts, and it was a stepping stone for me having interest. It allowed me to dive head first into preaching. It was like breadcrumbs leading me home, which is here. Yeah, that's why I said, in one sense, like Krishna says, all paths lie upon me. like pearls on a string. If it gets you here, it's great. Yeah. That's why they're there. I mean, I'm still going to preach like I preach, and I'm not going to say, "Oh, Sadhguru, is really great and everything," because I'm here to preach this path. He's preaching his path, whatever that is, and we're here to preach this path. And if it gets you here, great. It doesn't get everybody here right away. Maybe in another life they meet a real guru and stuff. Hopefully, there's always some. You never know. This is a material universe. It's full of illusions everywhere.
I investigated a lot of them, and yeah, in that sense, yes, they I needed those them to be my stepping stones.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
and I investigated them thoroughly. I just, yeah. If
yeah,
you see
yeah.
that,
So yeah, yeah. So whatever brings you to this path is you're very fortunate because here you get this love of Krishna. He can't give it to you. It's not his thing. He's teaching on another level. Yeah. Okay, so let's read a little something here. Here's Bhagavad Gita 10:10 actually. To those who constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. See? Again, loving ecstasy in the word for word, real knowledge in the word for word. I give them real knowledge. I give them the understanding to come to me. And that's why, see, the thing is, if you just say, all I need is Prabhupada's books, but you don't come to the point of loving ecstasy, obviously, you're not getting it. You're not understanding that that's the ideas. So that's why you see we're obviously following it properly because I say, and the book says, when you look at other verses, if you don't do that, come to you're not at that point of loving ecstasy, then you need a spiritual master to get you there quickly. Otherwise, who knows? I mean, Balaram, after all his years, he's still not worshiping on the level that Lalita is doing. He's been a devotee longer. Yeah. As well as others. I mean, look at Amy is farther along than him. It shows you how powerful it is to have a living devotee because the scriptures actually do say that, but he's misinterpreting them. And I don't only just not singling him out only for him, but there's so many like him. And they need to know that if they want to advance. See? Because look at the next verse. The next verse is very interesting, related to this. When you worship the Lord with loving ecstasy, then this result happens. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So the devotee has that. They worship, they get revelations, right? See, they get revelation in their worship. Okay? So they get revelation because of their loving, ecstatic worship, and they give that revelation to you. See, so the Lord gives that devotee revelation and understanding because of the shining lamp of knowledge in their heart, and they give it to you. And then you can get what they get because they give it to you. See, the Lord destroyed. He can't destroy it in you because you're not worshiping on. He can't give you that knowledge. He can't give you transcendental knowledge by their word. Ignorance is destroyed because he gives it to the advanced devotee who is advanced because of loving ecstatic worship. Pretty logical. That's why you see why Jesus said only the Father knows the Son and only the Son knows the Father. See, the Son can recognize the qualities of the Father, and the Father recognizes the qualities of his Son. See, and the Son, then Jesus went on to say, the Son can reveal the true nature of the Father to whom he chooses. See, who he chooses is basically God leads you to that real guru. See, and they reveal the real nature because you see how it's a very intricate, very simple as it is. And if you're not that, see, that's the whole problem with Balaram and others like him. They take the verses of the scriptures and they speculate on them, but they don't worship the Lord with loving, visible, loving ecstasy, and get the real revelation. And that's why I have a hard time. I'm not going to believe in Narayan Raj devotees because they just should pretend that they have loving ecstasy. I don't know. Well, I do know because I see what they say. They're not in the. They not. They don't have the kind of words that a person like Prabhupada even. I can tell that Prabhupada knew what he's talking about. Not everybody can because they speculate. Balaram speculates on Prabhupada's words. He doesn't know what Prabhupada. I know because Prabhupada was worshiping the Lord in loving ecstasy, and you could see with your own eyes, not holding back, Gaur Das, as big of a fool as he is, he's still worshiping the Lord with ecstatic devotion. Visible symptoms checkable in the scriptures. For God's sake. Prema, not even just Bhav. Bob doesn't have the symptoms of tears pouring out your eyes and blowing your nose constantly, choking up, all these symptoms. That's not Bob. That's Prem, described in chapter 23 of Madhya Lila. It's pretty clear. Everything's very clear here, just except for the speculators. It's just very unclear. Yeah, the Son reveals the true nature of the Father because they ascertain it because of ecstatic devotion. They have conclusive knowledge. That knowledge, ignorance is destroyed. That knowledge is Krishna. And by the Word, see, the born of the Word, your spiritual relationship with God is born of the Word, like Saint John taught in the first chapter of Book of John. Those who received the Word, those who did receive Jesus. His word. He's the incarnation of the word. That's Guru Dev. Is the incarnation of the word. The word made flesh with a mouth and teeth and a tongue that'll lash you like you've never been lashed before. Now that's flesh. Flashy flesh. We light up delusion, man, and ignorance. Burn it up, man. Burn, baby, burn, man. Give me some illusion. I'm going to burn it. Like I'm a transcendental pyromaniac. I like the light fire. I like the illusion. I like to set it on fire, man. Burn it, man. That's our sacrifice here. We burn up illusion, man. This is my offering to the Lord, to burn the illusion. Set it on fire, man. It's fun. It's great. You're going to love it too. Everybody's going to get into this, right, Amy? You're going to love burning that illusion, man. Set it on fire, man. Transcendental arsonist. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. See, to show them special mercy. See, key word, special mercy. Then we're here. Isn't it nice that you have a real guru, man? You get real knowledge. It matures into devotion when you have real faith, and then you get this loving ecstasy, and then you know what special mercy is. Do you know what special mercy is there, Lalita? How about you, Tom? Do you know what special mercy is? Yeah. See? So I'm just here to lead you to Mary. So I'm just look at Gorhari. This is my where's my white collar here? My white. Okay, we're here to marry people off to Krishna. Yeah, get you married to Krishna. That's all. And Yeah, and then the Lord with this shining lamp of knowledge. You got the gardener going because you found a true vine. What do you think? If you're not a true vine, you think it's only for Jesus? Come on, man, forget it. The true vine is the bona fide spiritual master. They'll give you the true Jesus. They'll give you the true Lord Caitanya as the bona fide. Otherwise, you get a Balaram trip. You want a Balaram trip, man? This is speculate. Prabhupada, come on, Balaram, wake up. Come on. This is obvious to you. Shit, I gotta try to make us see, your preaching looks so ridiculous for your benefit, man. I think you need it a little bit. It's ridiculous thing. Oh, Prabhupada from him ecstatic prayer. Yeah, did you see it? Where is it, man? Oh, it's on. It's recorded on the video. I saw one little drop come from his. Well, he was hiding a lot of that. You need to see it profusely in a living being. If you're lucky, why wouldn't you take advantage of the good luck of finding a living person where you could see living ecstasy? Why are you downplaying this? It's very rare. One out of millions of devotees are rasic right now at this time. The numbers are going up nowadays, though, because of this sangha here. Oh. All right. See, to show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy it with the shining lamp of knowledge. See, that's revelation. I'm just here to bring people up to the point of revelation. Isn't that nice? I'm not here to make slaves. You set you free. Aren't you set free? The shining lamp, you get the Lord that book is talking about because you follow the real process. You trust me and not Balaram. If you trusted Balaram, you got a long wait. And not only Balaram, but others. There are so many like this, so many gurus like that, so many Ritviks like that. See, you get the result quickly. Here, you're set free. You're set free from the slavery of misinterpretation of the scriptures. That makes you a slave to speculation, like the speculators are. You believe in their blind persons, leading blind persons. See, you become a slave of speculation. People are slaves. We're here to set people free. You're free by being in the Lord, and the Lord is in you, and then He gives you revelation because you worship Him in loving ecstasy. We got the best deal in town. We got the greatest prize of all prizes here, man. Right, visible. You come here for a while, we'll convince you. Look at Balaram, doesn't even come. Does he listen to any classes nowadays, or no? Therefore, you see, he keeps his speculation. If you don't do it, you stay on that path until you're ready to accept. Yeah, why wouldn't you accept? This is more. I asked the audience: is this more clear than Balaram's idea? Is his idea right? You don't even see the result. Look at the result here. You believe in this preaching, and it's all checkable in the scriptures, and then you look at the results of those listening. Many get ecstatic devotion or are very inspired. Their obstacles are being destroyed more and more.
Those speculators, they make Krishna consciousness so unattractive for me. It was so unattractive for me hearing those speculations. You saved me from that, Guru Maharaj, because I never heard anything that was attractive.
Yeah, yeah,
Really.
because you're just looking for intelligent people are looking for the truth, and the Lord helps you in that way. Brings you to the right path. Govinda Das says, yes, this is much clearer than Dean Balaram's. Yeah, so yeah, perfect sense. Yeah, they
Someone
don't.
has,
They go ahead. Go ahead.
someone has to distinguish, like also uh, had to be distinguished between the false followers and the false and real followers. and you are
Ah,
distinguishing the real rulers from the false rulers, the real emperors from the false emperors.
mhm. Yeah, that's a great thing. I'm glad you mentioned that. See, chapter 12, see, right there in the book. See, so the devotee shows the example of the book. There were real followers, and then there were false followers of the real acharya. Okay, so how do you know the real followers and from the false? Well, real followers had the mercy of Lord Caitanya. What is that mercy? Ecstatic devotion. What else? What other mercy did the Lord give? He gave spontaneous love of Krishna, love of God. See? So the real followers get the real mercy of this love of God. The false followers don't. See? So that's proof. He's in the false follower pile because he hasn't got the result of love of Godhead, yet he continues to preach those false concepts. They're, they're false if they don't work. Why would you preach something that doesn't give, that doesn't work? It's like a failed science experiment. It's like, how many times do you want to repeat that experiment and it's failing? It's failed again and again and again. He still doesn't have ecstatic devotion. That so I ask his wife. I mean, does he know what ecstatic devotion is? He
I
doesn't, even
don't
though
think so.
he's.
I don't think so that he really understands what it is. I don't think so. Otherwise, he would react differently.
We react differently. Yeah. So he doesn't. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, he really doesn't connect the fact that you have the right understanding when you are an ecstatic devotee. He is angry of me when I say that it's not what he says. Yeah, you think you know everything because you're ecstatic, but yeah, I don't say I know everything, but I see other things in this verse. It's
Yeah.
not possible to discuss that.
Yeah. Well, that's his. Yeah, see, he's angry because of his sense gratification of being a teacher is being threatened. See, in a sense, see, you got to come to the point. See, this is why people don't usually get this. They have to be sincere. There's an insincerity in that because he has this desire to sacrifice the truth for the teaching, to be the teacher. See, it's his blindness. You just put it out there, Balaram, if you happen to listen to this someday.
He said once to me, everybody can preach. I said, no, that's not true. You've got to defend Krishna. You've got to defend the truth. No, everybody can preach. So I wrote it on his comment now. We will have a very, very false peace in the world if everybody can preach whatever they want. We've got to
Yeah.
fight for this truth. You are the only one who knows the real truth. My God, this is such a treasure. And then he's surprised that we shout for that.
Well, the bottom line is proof is in the pudding. He can say and speculate all he wants and everything, but let's see, Balaram, the symptoms of this devotion. If you're following the real path, why do you see it here and not in you? Or in any does he have any followers now or something? Or in any of his followers?
No, not followers. No, no. Some others who caress each other's sleeves,
Oh yeah.
caressing each other's soul's ego. Yeah, Prabhu here, Prabhu there.
Yeah, yeah,
Then there are many that can preach. I'm stuttering, but not really. There are many they can preach, but it's all about the connection to where from whom you get this empowerment. Yes,
yeah. I
and
mean, the bottom line: if Krishna is pleased with our preaching and a disciplic line, then the desired result was there. Is like with Jesus. They got the Holy Spirit because Jesus was true to God. It was God proved that was a real son, his real son. The real guru is proved in the Gaudiya Vaishnava line now by proof is the awakening of devotion to Krishna. This has always been the standard in Chaitanya Lila. Is those who awaken devotion to Krishna are certainly the spiritual master. Otherwise, you're not impressing God, and you're not impressing God in the hearts of like impress. You're not impression. That impression of God is not manifested in people's hearts. It's superficial. Just they got it, people in their heads, memorizing things and superficial.
Yeah.
Just occurred to me that you are also like a transcendental freestyle battle rapper. They battle each other using their words, their raps. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Eh? You rapping on, we'll rap something back.
And in Dutch, there's this saying that who laughs, um, wie laatst lacht het best. Who has this latest laugh, that's the best. So the
Yeah.
result will come in the end. Yes, if there is some happiness, and then there's coming a bigger happiness who swallows that, then
Hmm.
like the snake swallowing the snake, the more conclusive snake is
Yeah.
it's also swallowed by the next level.
Yeah, that's right. True. Oh, let's see here. Why don't we take a little break? I feel like let's take a little break for a while. I might come back early, like maybe sooner than think. I just take a little break and yeah.
That's good, Guru Maharaj, because I have visitors and then I don't have to miss
Oh,
class.
that's right. Oh, that's great. That's good. Yeah, we'll take a little break. Yeah. Then you can give the visitors a little attention and then put them on automatic pilot and then come back. Okay. Hare Krishna, everybody. We'll be back. A very interesting discussion. Thank you, Balaram, for your input. You know, actually, this, I don't mean, we just philosophical discussion. Let's arrive at the absolute truth. If you have a clearer truth, it'll be proved. But I know we won already. I can't.
We
I don't know how
won.
you can accept things that don't work. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. That's like a Hegelian dialectic. You know, you know what that is? I just learned yesterday. This is what the whole world. You accept something illogical as logical.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Say is you don't you just because you say it and you just and you get people. That's what they've done in ISKCON and all that. It's that kind of dialectic. You accept because people don't know the real standard. They just say, "Well, just accept this," even though it goes against the real principles. That's what they do in the world. That's what they do in religion. We'll get more into that another time. Hare Krishna.